Hello guys, so today I'm going to show you how to create a FlyPT profile with filtered effects that will suits your need. Many of us are struggling to get something uh, that makes their machine rigs awesome. So I'm going to show you how it works, how to do this. I'm going to show you a specific method and you really want to follow this method. So first thing, each game is different because each game simulate, the suspension behaving differently. So you may want to do a profile for each game just by, copying, doing a copy of your FlyPT profile. So this is the first thing. Sometimes it can vary from one car to another, but basically it's very rare. The only example I have is with on IMS2 if you use go-karts because they don't have suspensions, you're gonna need a specific tuning for your machinery. But most of the time your profile will work with every car of the game. So that then the method you really want a specific method. If you don't have a method, you basically you don't want to try to adjust your rig by doing laps around the Nordschleife. It won't work. You're gonna test something, it will feel nice on one turn, bad on another. You don't want to do this. You want a specific method. So I'm going to show you what you can do. So first, you want to adjust each degree of freedom alone. How to do this? Well, you adjust the gain, the output gain here. You can see here my values. It isn't a good profile, or it is something I am working on. So don't pay attention to the value here. Um, I adjust the output gain here. I don't know, by example, most of the time I don't put so much here, so maybe 0.2, and I turn off the degree of freedom here by putting a 0. By doing this, I never lost the output gain I want. Okay, so you really want to do this because once again, uh, each degree of freedom can behave very differently. And by example, on Project Cast 2, I know that I don't need to filter the roll. I need to put a little bit of filter on the pitch, and I need quite a massive amount of filtering on the heel. So yeah, you really want to adjust each degree of freedom alone and then put them all together. So it is the first thing. Don't adjust each degree of freedom. Then when you are done, obviously you want to turn on each degree of freedom and see it is if it is commencing. Um, if you think that each degree of freedom is okay, but you still need some global filtering, you can adjust it in rig and actuator filtering and add a specific filtering then there. I also adjust on day to day. I adjust the final gain here. By example, if I'm alone at home, I can put easily 1, but if it is at night and I don't want to wake up everyone, I can put 0.5 here. And once again, I don't lost the output gain of each degree of freedom. So it's some basic things, but it makes it easier to use. Okay, then, so by example, we want to adjust the row, so I turn off everything else. You want obviously to load the game, and you want to work on a very specific part, as I will show you in a couple of seconds. But you also want another tool that is the graphic viewer. Uh, for the moment, there is nothing because we are on track, but it will come soon. And here you go on pause from machine, and you add input role and output role. Input role is the raw data from the game. Output role is the data that has been filtered by FlyPT. So you want both of them. The first one to see where the problem is. The second one to see if you get rid of the problem. You know, yeah, you could say, well, the thing is, I want to be in my motion rig and testing my motion rig. Yeah, obviously, yes, but you also want this window to see exactly what happens. With motion rigs, uh, it isn't that easy. So you definitely want this graphic viewer next to the game. And one last tool that's very useful is the recording tool. So I'm going to use this in a couple of seconds to show you how it works. But uh, because you want to work on a very specific part, it is a good thing to record that part, and by doing so, you will be able to loop that part. Okay, you're gonna have your motion rigs moving, playing that record, and with the filters enabled, live enabling, so you can see exactly if it suits your need or not. And one last thing is in options. Here you want to adjust the calculation rate. It depends on your CPU, but the lower the number, the higher the refresh rate is, and the bigger the amount of data we have. But once again, yeah, it depends on your CPU. You can put 1 millisecond. Sometimes it also helps to smoother the data, but you're gonna lose a lot of detail in my opinion. So you can put 1 or 2, but 1 is fine in my opinion. You can use high precision. It's made at a higher resolution. I think it's there. You see the values. I think we can have some higher resolution values. Well, you can test it. Once again, it needs more CPU. So once you're done, check if it's not too heavy for your computer. So I'm going to drive a little bit, and we are at Spa, and I'm going to show you what I want to fix. So let's go. I'm going in my rig. I think I still need to connect there. Yeah. Okay. And let's drive. Okay. Here. I think I'm going to touch. I don't care. Yeah. Right. Okay. The thing here. Up. So you see the input and output. There is no failure at all, so it is just the final gain. You see the red is the filtered one, and the thing I want to fix there is in the turn. Just there is small bumps, and they are too harsh in my opinion. Just in the turn there. So try to get the bumps. Okay, you see here. I think it's this thing. This thing is too harsh. Yeah, it is subtle, but it is what I want to fix. And as you can see, it's very short. Okay, but you don't want to walk on once again or around the north life. It's too big. So let's go again. And now I just want to record that part so we can see how it works. So I need the factor to output, and I want to click there when I'm ready. So let's go, and I will start there. So it will, uh, yeah, it will tell me if you need to save the file first, and then you want to start the record. So just the turn there, and okay, it's okay. So here I click on stop, and it's bad that I touched the wall, but anyway. Okay, so now what you want to do, I'm going to show you. I go back to my desk. Um, okay, you can hide this, and you're gonna add here a source that is player. Open the file, and you're gonna open the file that you just recorded here. And as you can see, you can click on loop and play all over again. And you also need, obviously, to link here the pause, and we are good. So then you want to spot the thing you want to fix. I think it's the small bumps there. Okay, so I'm gonna move that here. You see, it's playing all over again. So basically, most of the time, what you want to do is to filter, to smooth the output. So you're going to click on pause and filter, and here the basic filter for that is EMALP. It stands for exponential moving average low pass. It means filtering smoothing. Okay, so let's put by example 100. The higher the number, the smoother it will be, and you see there that you can compare. You see, it was the bumps I want to get rid of, and here is the output. I don't have those bumps. So here you see the spikes, same thing. I get rid of them. And if I put very high value, it is what you get. The higher the value, the lower the detail. It is really something that you want for the HIV, because HIV makes you sick very quickly. And you see, it's kind of it's too much, because you see that the behaving is, maybe there is a little bit of offset, and it's not the same. So clearly you want to use a lower one, so maybe 20, and we start to have the bumps a little bit, but not as much as before. You see, you still have some spikes here, but it's it's yeah, it's a good fidelity while being a little bit smoother. So I think we can use this, or maybe a little bit higher. But once again, you want to work with the 3D view, the loop tool, and that way you can really compare the output. I'll be honest with you, I did the test yesterday, and today my rig is off. It's just off, so I can't say right now if it is good or not. But I know it is, and you get the point. Um, Another thing to know is that when you go to options, the resolution here, well, if you change it, it doesn't affect the record. The record comes with the calculation rate that it was recorded with, so you can't adjust it uh, now. It won't be effective, um, and you want to know that the lower the refresh, the calculation rate is, the higher the number here. In theory, you should put, by example, if I multiply the calculation rate by 2, you should put here just, you should divide by 2, okay, in theory. But yeah, you need to know that if you change this, you need to adjust uh, the filters. Talking about the filters, there is a lot of other smoothering filters available, and for that you want to check the FlyPT website that is extremely well made, and you see that you're gonna have other low pass filter. Low pass filter are the filters you want to smooth the signal. You get the DMALP, the TMALP, but basically EMALP is just fine. You see, they provide graphics where you can see the outputs. So yeah, you definitely want to check that site to get more informations. But most of the time, emalp is just fine. Um, okay, so I think we are good now. Once again, you want to do this for each degree of freedom, then you turn on all the degree of freedoms and you see what happens. Just last word. You see here you're gonna logistic plus emalp. Logistic is good where when you don't have enough travel and you don't want a harsh stop when you reach the limit. As you can see, when you reach the limit, it's a little bit, I don't know how to say, but maybe curved. Uh, Honestly, I really don't like it so much because quickly it's not a linear response and consequently it's not very realistic, but sometimes it's fine. Okay, I think we are good now. I think I'm going to try to put some more profiles for each game on my website. So feel free to check it. It's in the description. Feel free to subscribe also to the channel. You know, I'm going to release the SRT80 actuators soon. And I just have to say au revoir.